Hey everyone, it's Pickleball with Tyler with Universal Rackets, and if you feel like your pickleball serve just isn't at its potential, if you feel like you could hit more spin, hit more control, or if you need to make your serve more of a weapon, then this is the video for you. We're going to be going over the swing path, the momentum, the rotation. We're going to be breaking down the serve step by step in every single component for you to unlock your serve's potential. Once again, if you want to unlock your serve's potential and learn every single key thing that you need to implement into your pickleball serve to take it to the next level, then this is going to be the video for you. So make sure you buckle your seatbelts, get your paddles ready, because this is going to be an amazing video. Let's go. Now, the first thing that we're going to get into is I want you to watch the difference between both of these serves. Here's serve number one. It's out. Here's serve number two. Again, here's serve number one, same swing speed. Here's serve number two. Now, serve number two has topspin, the ball's going in, it's extremely consistent, I can add more power to it. Serve number one, for my swing speed, both of those balls went out. Once again, both of those balls went out. So in order to do serve number one and get the ball in, what do I have to do? I have to slow down my swing. If you hold the paddle tight when you serve in pickleball, you are going to hit a ceiling. Once again, if you want to take your serve to the next level, you have to think as your paddle is a paintbrush. It's an art. You're letting the paddle work for you. If you hold the paddle tight, you're going to hit a ceiling because the only way that you can get the ball in is by gravity. In order to get gravity, you have to slow your serve down. I want you to notice as well, and this is what we're going to get into right now, is the drop phase of the serve. I want you to notice a good serve means that I'm creating topspin and I'm getting under the ball and I'm lifting it up. Now, I'm not swinging forward, and don't worry about the pickle police, because unless you're on the gold medal match for ESPN, no one's going to call you if you're making contact here or here. They're really not. Everyone gets crazy over that. But the only thing that you don't want to do is make contact like over your head like you're doing a tennis serve. But if I'm holding this paddle tight, look how I'm coming forward and I'm swinging forward on the ball. If I hold the paddle loose, look how I'm getting under and I'm lifting the ball. The difference between the beginners and the people who can't really serve at a high level versus the people who serve at a high level is their swinging motion. Beginners, club level players, they swing forward. The more advanced servers, they're literally brushing up on the ball. They're lifting the ball. Now, how do we brush or how do we lift the ball? You have to hold your paddle loose, and that's why I started with this. You want your swing path to be going up when you hit your serve. You don't want your swing path to be going forward. Now, if you're worried about just getting the ball in, hold the paddle tight and swing forward. That's okay. But if you want to take your serve to the next level, you need to hold your paddle loose. Now, by holding my paddle loose, what's going to happen is after I take my paddle back, by it being loose, it's going to automatically drop down. And this is the one motion that you want to get into if you want to hit an advanced serve. Many players just think paddle back and swing forward, paddle back and swing forward. The advanced serve, instead of paddle back and swing forward, I'm taking my paddle back, I'm dropping it down, and then I'm swinging upward. Notice, instead of a two-step motion back and forward, paddle back, drop, and then upward, it is a three-step motion. If you want to advance your serve, you need to think 3 steps instead of 2 steps. And the only way that you can get into this 3-step serve is by holding the paddle loose. Now again, if you struggle with gripping the paddle loose, I just want you to be a tiny bit looser than you normally are. A little bit goes a long way. And how can we do it? Number one, you're going to do some serve squeezing it with your index finger and your thumb. And number two, if you still have a death grip on the paddle, you're going to squeeze your dominant wrist with your non-dominant hand. And you're going to toss the ball, you're going to let it bounce, but you're going to do your serving motion. And by squeezing your wrist, it's going to loosen up your grip on the paddle, and you're going to get that feeling. It's going to teach your muscle memory that you can hit twice as big of a ball without doing half the amount of work. Once again, you can hit twice as big of a ball with just letting the paddle go. So you need to make sure that you hold your paddle loose so you can swing upward. Another way that you can think of it, if you're more of a kinetic learner, is you want to think that the paddle tip is weighted. Once again, I take my paddle back from my serve, and then as soon as I drop it, pretend it's weighted, watch, the paddle's automatically going to go down. So I'm going to take my paddle back, and then I'm going to drop my paddle down and pretend the tip is weighted if your paddle already is not, and you're going to drop it down. Now I'm ready to go. You need to get into this position. The last way that you can think of it is think that you're making a C. Notice when I take my paddle back for the serve, that's the top of the C. Then when I drop the paddle, that's the curve of the C. And then when I follow through, that's like the C with a check mark. So you can think again, think that your paddle's weighted, think that you're getting it into 3 steps, or think that you're drawing a C, and that's going to ensure that you have this 3-step serve that we're looking for. Now you're able to swing upward instead of forward, and now you're able to hit more power, more control, and more spin. If you still struggle with this, that is okay. What I want you to do is I want you to take the paddle back and hold your ball out at the same time to make it realistic. And then all you're going to do is you're going to drop your paddle, and you're going to start hitting from this position. Again, I'm going to take my paddle back, and I'm going to drop my paddle, and I'm going to start hitting in this position. So paddle back, I'm gonna drop, I'm ready, I'm locked and I'm loaded, and then I'm going to swing. Again, paddle back, drop, locked and loaded, then I'm going to swing. One more, paddle back, drop, locked and loaded, and then I'm going to swing. The last thing that I wanna bring up, or I want you to be mindful of, is when you drop the paddle, you're letting the paddle work for you and not working for the paddle. Remember, the paddle is a paintbrush. In order to drop, you're not forcing it down. All you're doing is relaxing. All you're doing is relaxing. Here to here. You're not forcing it to get there. All you're doing is just releasing your grip a tiny bit. So go over the exercises again of squeezing the paddle with your index finger and your thumb, or squeezing your wrist with your non-dominant hand. Do this exercise, and then once we do that exercise, guess what? Now we're able to, instead of just going here and then swinging, now we're able to then start making it a whole motion. And what you're going to do after you break it up, now we're going to go slow. So we'll go paddle back, drop, swing. Paddle back, drop, swing. Look how good of a serve that is. And I'm not trying to do anything with it. I'm not dying, I'm not stressing my arm and my shoulder. All I'm doing is just allowing my paddle to swing up on the ball rather than forward. Now what we're going to do is once we get that, we're going to start making it more fluid. Paddle back, drop, swing. Now, when we're starting to make it fluid, the next thing that I want you to think about is your backswing. The first thing that we thought about, and the first key component that makes our serve get to that next level, is the drop. Is the drop of the paddle, pointing the paddle down, creating the loop, making it go from 2 steps to 3 steps. Now it's time for the take back. We had to build the foundation. Now it's time to start actually building the house. Now once we have that drop and we have that 3rd step, now it is time for the proper take back. Now if you're a beginner, when people pick up the game of pickleball, you want the paddle back already, you want to drop it, and you want to swing forward. Why? Because you want to minimize things that can go wrong. However, if you're more advanced, you need to start incorporating your backswing into your serve. By incorporating a backswing into your serve, it's going to give you more momentum when you hit. They had this whole masterclass with Annalie Waters, and they actually filmed it at the Lifetime that I was at. They blacked out the walls, you couldn't see anything in it, but then they showed the videos a few months later. I didn't get it, but I saw some of the previews, and she was going over the backswing. And she's like, I love the backswing because I get more momentum. And remember, when you learn pickleball, different tips work for different people. One size does not fit all. However, I would highly recommend you to try a backswing. Now, not only because Annalise said so, but because think about it. If you have a backswing, you have more momentum. If you have more momentum, you have more acceleration, you have more power, right? So try to accelerate by getting more of a backswing. You're able to incorporate more power. So how do we get a backswing? Well, number one, we're already thinking about, again, taking the paddle back and then dropping the paddle. But what I want you to think now is I really want you to think about your paddle tip up and then paddle tip down. So before we were just thinking about our paddle tip down. Now I want you to think about your paddle tip being up and then you're going down. Paddle tip up and then down. Paddle tip up and then down. You're taking your paddle tip up and then you're going down and then you're swinging forward. As soon as I bring this paddle back, I want this arm to go out. As soon as I bring my serving arm or my hitting arm back, I want the ball to go out. A lot of players struggle, and I made this silly reel the other day, this quick video on how not to do it. Players, they don't have the proper timing, and if you don't have the proper timing, you're never going to be able to hit a good serve. I want you to think, when you bring this paddle back, you're pushing this ball forward. When you bring this paddle back, you're pushing this ball forward. By the time that this paddle goes back, your tossing arm should already be out. So you should always end up here, and then you should go with your swing. And I just hit that ball. It hit the fence and that bounced out, but that's okay. We have hundreds. Now, I want you to really think again. So you're going to work on really spreading your wings, spreading your arms, spreading the arms and then going. Again, taking the paddle tip up, being loose, dropping it down, spreading my arms, then going. Now, a big thing here, and I think this separates the serve, or it makes or break your serve, is the toss of your serve. Too many players, where they go wrong is that they toss the ball up too high. The more that the ball is floating in the air with your toss, and again, you've got to wait for it to drop at or below your waist. And again, the pickle police aren't going to get you. I'm not talking about not to toss the ball because you're violating a rule. I'm talking about not to toss the ball because you're giving more time for things to go wrong. You're making your life way more difficult because now you have to get proper timing. What I want you to do is many players, either A, they slam the ball down or they put the ball down with force and then they go. That still was a good serve, but that's not consistent. Other players, what they do is that they toss the ball up too high. All I want you to do is just drop the ball. This is a big thing. I want you to go here instead of here. Many players serve, even more advanced players, and they serve and their palm is up. I want you to always have your palm down. Now, I want you to have your palm down, but I want you to have your palm down and drop the ball above your hip. A lot of players, again, they're thinking about this crazy rule and that the pickle police are going to get them, and they're dropping their hands so low, and then they have to like reach down and it doesn't work. You want your hand a little bit higher, so by the time that you're swinging, it's in the air. I might incorporate slow-mo into it if you guys want to review or look back, check this out. But when I swing, right, when I'm doing my backswing, the ball's in the air. I'm literally releasing the ball as I take it back. I'm not taking it back and then releasing. I'm taking the paddle back and releasing the ball and then going. I'm taking the paddle back and releasing the ball and then going. That is what you want to do. So you want to release the ball while you take your paddle back. The next thing that you can do is rhythm. We mentioned this before. If you can associate rhythm with your pickleball game, that will help you get the proper backswing, the proper timing, and you'll get more power and more control. So how do we incorporate rhythm? Well, what are the 3 steps that we're now working on? Paddle back, drop, swing. Paddle back, drop, swing. Maybe someone has to work on their follow through, so maybe it's paddle back, drop, follow through. Maybe people are thinking 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C, do, re, mi, whatever you want. Pick 3 things. 3 things. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. You could say back, drop, hit. And all we're going to do is actually do it and say it out loud so our opponent, our practice partner can hear it, or so your YouTube family can hear it. And all you're going to do is paddle back, drop, swing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, when you say it out loud, you actually have to be going through the proper motions. Don't say 1, 2, 3, and you're not even hitting it yet. You have to make sure the rhythm goes with your serve. And by saying it out loud over and over and over again, it's going to teach yourself your muscle memory, and then it's going to help not break down while you're playing hardcore pickleball matches. If you're in a nervous match, your opponents have gained point, or it's going to be side out, if I get nervous, I'm going to go fight or flight, I'm going to break down. But if I have something to say, like 1, 2, 3, or backdrop hit while I serve, now I'm able to lock in and have less things go wrong. Now, there is a reason why we went over the momentum in saying things out loud. Now, the next thing that we have to go over is swinging up. You need to make sure you're swinging up on the ball rather than just swinging forward. The more upward you swing on the ball, the more spin you're going to create. The deeper you can get the ball, the more the ball is going to not just bounce and go to your opponent, it's going to bounce, kick up to your opponent, and the better serve you're going to be able to hit. Even if you're thinking that you're swinging upward, here are 2 things that you can do to ensure that you're maximizing your upward swing. Well, before we get into those 2 things, I want you to think, when you're swinging, you're literally pulling up. There's the y-axis and there's the x-axis. And before I went to major in pickleball, I actually majored in finance and risk management, dual major from St. Joe's University, class of 2020, go Hawks. But when you're swinging up the y-axis. You're not swinging across the x. The more you swing forward or across the x, the more forward it goes. But again, the more chance that the pickle police are going to come and get you. And also, you're not going to be able to get that depth. It's not going to be sustainable if there's any wind. I just don't recommend it. What I recommend is I want you to literally swing up on the ball. Now, the y-axis is here. When you're swinging, you want to swing up on the y. Now, that was a little bit too high, and we'll get into how to get that down in a second. But when I swing, I want to swing up. If you ever watch the pros, they're not killing the serves. It's not tennis. You're not hitting aces. When you play players that are good enough, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it, they're going to get the ball back. But the goal of the serve is when I'm hitting, say if you serve to me, I want to be able to hit as the returner. As a server, you want me to take a deep return so I hit my ball back here, and then the next ball I hit as my 4th, I'm in the transition zone, rather than giving me a super easy ball that I can just run up and hit my next ball at the kitchen. The goal of the serve is to push your opponent back. It's not to win the point. And especially if you want to get this advanced serve, you're probably playing against people that can get the ball back. Now, other than thinking that you're swinging upward, what we also can do is we can also do 2 things. Now, number 1 is exaggerate our follow through. If you can ensure that you follow through all the way over your shoulder, it will ensure that you swing upward. By going over my shoulder, it ensures that I have the low to high swing. So again, all I have to do is just really finish up over my shoulder. I go down, drop, and finish up. That's a good serve right there. Here we are. I go down and I finish up. I go down and I finish up. Now, the next thing that you can do, and this is why some players go wrong, is because they either A, don't think about, or B, they utilize their non-dominant hand in the wrong way. When you're hitting a serve, you want to make sure that when you swing, your non-dominant hand goes upward while you hit. You don't want to have your non-dominant hand go downward. Too many players, they can't hit a good serve, and they're doing everything right, but when they serve, they're dropping the ball and their non-dominant hand's going downward. That's forcing them to go forward. Or they're just not using it, and they're going to use more arm and shoulder. By incorporating our non-dominant hand, that's going to help our body rotate, and also it's going to ensure that we're swinging up. The serve is a whole body rotational effort, and we're going to get into the body in a second. But what I want you to think about is when I swing, this hand, pretend the water's chest height, I'm always, after I drop, watch where my non-dominant hand goes. Watch where this goes. After I drop, look, you see how it goes up? It doesn't go down. It doesn't just stick out there like a fish. All I'm doing is I'm raising this hand while I serve. That serve was awesome, and the reason why is because I was lifting the ball. And how did I lift the ball? Number 1, I exaggerated my follow through, but number 2, I lifted my non-dominant hand. 2 for 2. So think, when you serve this hand, you're lifting, you're not bringing it down. By lifting it up, that's going to ensure that your momentum swing low to high. That's going to ensure that your body is going upward. It's also going to ensure that you're going to follow through and you're going to be good to go. Now, how do we kill two birds with one stone? And in pickleball, I'm all about simplifying things because so many things can go wrong while you're playing. Well, all you're going to do is you're going to catch your paddle with your non-dominant hand. So when I serve and I do my momentum, I'm going in 3 steps. When I finish, I'm going to catch the paddle up here. Again, I'm going to serve, do my momentum, catch the paddle. Serve, do my momentum, catch the paddle. Look, by catching my paddle, it's going to ensure that number 1, my non-dominant hand was going upward. Number 2, I have a follow through, and guess what? We just killed 2 birds with 1 stone. So instead of having to think about where your non-dominant hand goes or the water and everything, because different tips work for different people and not one size fits all we're going to do is when we serve, we're going to catch the paddle with our non-dominant hand. By catching it up here, I automatically raise my hand. If I don't catch it, I have the option to swing forward. Catch it, you'll be good to go. Now, disclaimer, do not kill me. I'm just trying to give you guys as many tips as possible for you to take your serve to the next level. And remember, different tips work for different people. Now, we went over to take back, we went over the 3-step method, but now it is time to think about our contact and extension. Many players go wrong because they just have a serve. All they do is they take the paddle back and then they hit the ball and they finish over their shoulder. Again, paddle back, maybe they're dropping, they hit the ball and they finish. Paddle back, dropping, they hit the ball and they're finishing. But what you want to think about if you want to take your serve to the next level, and if you want to sometimes maybe hit a tiny bit more power, you're going to think about extension. It's not take back, drop, contact, follow through. Many players think the serve is 4 steps or 3 steps or 2 steps, not anymore. You guys don't think 2 steps, but you need to make sure that you extend. After you drop the paddle, instead of just swinging upward, you're going to swing forward and upward. You're going to swing forward and then up. You're going to hit that ball forward and then you're going to lift it. If you can think that you're going out and then up rather than just up, you're going to make the ball not just go over, but you're going to make it hit and really kick over. You're going to be putting more pressure on your opponent because the ball is going to be coming at them rather than right to them. There's a brand new, he's not brand new, but he's making waves in the whole pickleball world. In my opinion, he's one of the best players that I've ever seen and played against. And I think it's only a matter of time until he's like the top player in all of the whole pickleball world. But Alex Crum, AC Baby, or Baby Baby, I think he changed it. But amazing guy, I love watching him, and he's really coming up in the whole pickleball world. Again, make sure to stay tuned. I think he's going to be like top, I think he's going to be better than Ben Johns one day, in my opinion, because his shots are so good, and he's such a good guy. When he swings, when I was playing against him, and he was hitting his serve, his paddle literally looks like this. It's literally down. The paddle tip is down, the butt cap is up, and it's like, how does his wrist even get down there? But when the ball swings, he's literally getting under the ball and lifting it up. Again, a lot of players, they go forward. He's literally, okay, you don't have to be AC Baby, whatever his name is, but what you do have to do, though, is you have to swing a little bit more upward. You have to extend and swing upward. When he's going, he's dropping, he's making contact, he's hitting, and look, he's going to go forward, but then he's going to go upward. Now, this is also called wrist lag. This is called paddle lag. A lot of coaches, all they say is, oh, well, you need wrist lag, or oh, you need paddle lag. That's what you have to do. Well, how the heck do you do that, okay? By you saying that you need wrist lag or paddle lag doesn't help anybody. We need to teach you how to do that. We need to teach you how to extend forward and then come up or lag your paddle. Notice your hand goes before the paddle, not your paddle goes before your hand. Again, my hand, when I'm making contact with this ball, my hand's going first and then my paddle's coming up the back of the ball. By my hand going first, that's going to ensure that I'm swinging forward, I'm extending, and then my paddle's coming up. I'm extending my swing forward by pointing my hand forward or the butt cap forward, and then I'm finishing with my paddle up. So essentially what you want to do to get this amazing thing, and if you want to have more of an extension and then swinging up, so again, instead of just going here, I'm going to go here. Oh, gotta get under that one. Here we are. Like that. See how it's kicking up? The reason why is because I'm pointing my butt cap forward. My butt cap is going before my paddle. How do we ensure that we do this? Number one, you're going to pretend that the butt cap of your paddle is a flashlight. When I take it back and I drop, I'm going to point the butt cap forward for as long as I can. I'm going to extend forward, and then I'm going to swing up. Again, I'm going to take the paddle back, drop it, point the butt cap, keep on shining my flashlight forward, 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 and then come up. Again, I'm going to take the paddle back, I'm going to drop, shine the butt cap as forward as I can to the ball, just like I'm AC, and then I'm going to come up. Paddle back, forward. Look at that serve. Paddle back, forward. Okay, those might have been out. Let's try two more. Paddle back, forward. There we are. You know what I did? I was looser. Paddle back, point the butt cap, shine it forward. And now I'm able to hit depth. I'm able to not just have it go up, I'm able to have it hit and kick up and put pressure on my opponent. Again, AC serve, they hit to me. I had so much trouble. Honestly, it was like impossible to hit, and the reason why is because he's swinging forward and then up rather than just up. And how do you do it, and how can you incorporate that into your game? It's going to be your butt cap. So we went over a take back, we went over a drop, we went over the extension, we went over every single thing. Now we have the whole technique done, but guess what? It's not just about the swing. We critiqued your swing, but if you want to take your serve to the next level, we got to think about your body. If you can use your rotation and your momentum and your power and strength from your body, you're going to be able to hit a good serve. I want you to think again, your paddle's a paintbrush. So how do we get the right motion? How do we get that power? How do we get the right momentum? It's very simple. It's by rotating and using the power from your body. Let's go. The first thing that we're going to talk about, my wife hates when I say this, Shakira, the hips don't lie. What do I mean by that? And guess what? By me doing that right there, that hideous dance, you guys are never going to forget about this. Your hips don't lie while you're playing pickleball. When you take the paddle back and you're swinging, again, think about all this first. Don't think about this. You have to build before, you got to crawl before you walk. But when I serve, if I'm serving close stance, I'm going to what? I'm going to be sideways, my hips are facing to the side, and then when I finish, my hips are facing forward. Again, when I serve, I'm sideways, my hips are facing to the side, and then when I finish, my hips are facing forward. So if you can think hips sideways and then hips forward, that's going to rotate your body, and you're going to be able to get that momentum on your serve. Now we don't just have this swing, we have your rotation, and now you're going to be good to go. Now the best way to rotate your hips, and the easiest way to rotate your hips, is I want you to pay attention to my back foot. When I go to serve, my hips are sideways. When I finish, my hips are forward. Notice my back toe. Once again, sideways, hips are sideways. When I finish, my hips are forward. Come on, I gotta get under the ball. If you ever hit the ball in the net, all you have to do is get under it. That means you're coming forward and not under it. So what do I have to do? I have to drop. Try one more time. We do not crop anything out in these videos. Well, maybe some things, but we're gonna pivot our back foot. But here we are, pivot, and there we are. So by pivoting the back foot, aka squashing the bug, that's a great hack to rotate your hips. And guess what? Now you're going to be able to get more rotation. And rotation plus acceleration equals the holy grail of pickleball: power, consistency, and control. I will say that one more time. If you can rotate more and you can accelerate, you're going to have everything you want in pickleball. And how do we rotate? We do it through our hips. How do we accelerate? Well, we went over that in the whole first half of this video. Even if you're hitting open stance, and I like to hit an open stance serve, players think, oh, well, I'm hitting open stance, I don't have to rotate. Yeah, you're never going to have a good serve, sir. But what do you have to do? Notice when I do this, look, I'm still rotating. When I go and I hit my open stance serve, even though my hips aren't necessarily turning to the side like I did with the closed stance, look at my upper body. I'm coiling. I feel like I'm in a sponge. I'm twisting my sponge, and then I'm uncoiling forward. I'm coiling, twisting, loading all my power in here, right? And then I'm releasing it, feeling it in my obliques. So you still have to turn and rotate, finish forward. Rotate, finish forward. Rotate, finish forward. So you still have to rotate. Now, the big thing with the closed stance serve, where a lot of players go wrong, and this is a key thing. Maybe I should have said this sooner. That's okay, I just wanted you to keep on watching the video. But players think that they have to face to their target, and this kind of makes conceptual sense. if I'm serving across that box, I need to be facing that box. Well, guess what? If I face that box and I go and do my serve, my toes point, everything's to it, and I go and serve, my rotation's gone. I'm only using my arm and my shoulder. If you're a right-handed player, you want to face the right net post. If you're a left-handed player, you want to face the left net post. By facing that net post, pretend your toe, there's a laser shining towards that net post. By being like that, if you're closed stance, now look, I'm here, so now I'm going to be able to rotate to my shot. Never face your target or you're going to get rid of all your rotation. Everything that you did good basically got out trash, or you put it in the trash before you went to hit. Now, on this side, I'm facing that way on this side, so I want to stay on the camera, but look, if I'm serving over here, I'm still doing it. I'm still rotating. So you want to make sure that you're always facing that net post if you're hitting a closed stance serve. Now, we talked about rotation, but now let's talk about momentum and power. There's two ways that you can do it. You can either A, if you're closed stance, lean on your back foot, start on your back foot, and then go forward. Or you can start on your front foot, walk on your back, rock on your back foot, sorry, not walk. Start on your front foot, rock back, and then swing forward. Notice, I'm either loading on my back leg, all my power is in my back leg, and then I'm pushing off and going forward, or I'm starting forward, I'm rocking back, and then I'm going forward. Essentially, the goal is to get onto your back leg at some point prior to contact. When you're loading and you're dropped, you want to be here. You either start back here or you end up back here. And as soon as you're back here, you're going to be loading all your weight on this foot, and then you're going to explode forward. Again, paddle back, load, explode. Or stay back, paddle back, load, and explode. The goal is when you're going with your swing, you're not only rotating, you're not only using your backswing, but you're pushing off that back leg. You are loading and you're exploding your serve into the atmosphere. Here we are. So you're loading and exploding into the atmosphere. Now, different tips work for different people. Not one size fits all. So you can rotate, you can get in your back leg, you can do a little bit of both. You can do your backswing. Find what works for you. Now, if you are doing an open stance serve, you're going to be kind of doing the exact same thing, except loading onto your back leg, you're going to load on your outside leg. Now, for me purposely, this is essential. When I serve, I'm going to load on this leg, and then I'm going to push off and explode. I'm going to turn, I'm going to load, push off and explode. Turn and load, push off and explode. So you really want to think in the outside leg, off the outside leg, in and off. And again, you will be able to get that power on the serve that you're looking for. Now, we worked on using our rotation, we worked on generating power from our legs, but now it's time to get our momentum. Now clearly, unless you're serving bombs, and you could be in this video if you're playing, if you're more of a club level player and you're hitting such a high serve, you're probably going to win a ton more points. If you can get a really good serve, returners at a lower level are going to have more trouble returning serve rather than more advanced people. So you might not have to get back for your third shot. But unfortunately, in pickleball, or fortunately, so it makes it fun, is when you serve, what do? I can't just move up to the kitchen, because what? I have to let the next ball bounce, the third shot drop rule. And guess what? If you miss that rule, the pickleball police will get you on that. They'll get you on that every single time, and you'll lose the point. So what you want to do is you want to get your body into it. And a great example of this is James Ignowich. He's a professional player, and he has a really good serve. He has power like everywhere, but he has a really good, when you watch him, I like watching him because he really gets into it, right? And the reason why is because, look, when I serve, what I want to do is I want to load, do everything that I worked on, but look, when I finish, look, boom, now I'm in. But now look, as I'm in, what do I have to do though to get back? I have to get back out. Again, let my paddle work, backswing, rotation, everything, paddles, paintbrush, but now I'm getting my body into my serve. But then as soon as you get in, you have to get back. So if you're going to get your body in, just again, make sure after you're done, you go here and then you go back. But if you can think that you're getting your body and your momentum into your serve, rather than just swinging and worrying about just not getting into the court, it's going to help you a ton. Essentially, it's getting kind of hot, shouldn't have worn a black shirt, is get your body into the actual serve. But make sure, again, once you go in, you got to get out for your third shot. So a great drill to do is just work on shadowing. Here we are, boom, and back. Again, I'm going to serve, boom, and then I'm back to hit my third. And that's what you can do. And if you want to be James Gnowich, you can hop 50 billion times because he always goes like this. So if you can incorporate your momentum, your rotation, getting into your back leg, if you can make a 3-step, think that you're swinging up, if you can drop your paddle, if you can finish upward, if you can think that you're lifting the ball, finish upward with your non-dominant hand, you're going to have a good pickleball serve. Now, the next thing I want to go over is make sure that once you have this amazing serve, you have a routine. After every single point, you don't want to just serve bombs. Go serve, 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 serve. You always want to have something. So after or before your serve, regardless, you want to either bounce the ball 2 or 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Reset, relax, and then serve. Then after that point, okay, I don't just go no matter what. The sky could be falling down. I'm not just going to serve. I have to wait till I do my bounces. I do 2, and then I serve. Point. Okay, now next one. Here we are. 1, 2. Relax, and then go. If you can bounce the ball 2 or 3 times before you serve every single time, it's going to become a ritual. It's going to allow you to lock in. It's going to help cure nerves. It's going to make sure that you stay on track, stick to the mission, and guess what you're going to do? You're going to play better pickleball because you're going to feel like you're able to follow a plan. Players, they do really well, and people do well in life when they follow habits. If you can get a habit, good habit, you're going to be good to go. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this pickleball video. Once again, we unlocked your pickleball serve and we took your serve to the next level. If you guys like this video, number one, make sure to check out Carbon. Universal Rackets is now sponsored with Carbon. In my opinion, it is the best brand in pickleball. Now, players say, Tyler, well, because you have a deal with them, that's why you're promoting them. I could get any type of paddle brand that I want. I could DM, and paddle brands DM me all the time. Hey, Tyler, you want to try out my paddles? Hey, Tyler, you want to try out my paddles? Why? Because they give me a paddle, and guess what? It's going to get marketed to thousands and millions of people because all the views we get on our channels. However, after I was done with my previous brand, I chose to use a blacked out paddle from Amazon. It was an $80 for 2, 80 for 2 Amazon paddle. I colored it with Sharpie and I blacked it out. I said, until I got another partnership with a paddle brand, I'm going to use that blacked out paddle. And then I kept on hearing about this Carbon pickleball paddle, this Carbon pickleball paddle, this Carbon pickleball paddle. And guess what? I was like, you know what? I'll try it. Went out on courts, played with it, was absolutely amazed. And again, I could get any paddle, but I specifically messaged them and I said, hey, would you give me a couple paddles? Like, I'll use them in my videos. I love it so much. I was so sold by it that I chose to use their paddles before I had any partnership. And guess what? Now we're finally partnered, and I'm so excited. So make sure to click the link in our description. Use the code UNIVERSAL at checkout for a discount with your purchase. And after you do that, after you get this amazing paddle and there's no more excuses in your pickleball game, you could get the gear too, guess what you're going to do? You're going to share this to your pickleball group chat. Now, I know everyone is in probably thousands of group chats for pickleball, and probably 99% of them you don't actually want to be in. However, share this to them. If you're tired of them just talking in this pickleball group chat, just drop this video. Give them some value. They'll at least spend an hour watching this video and they'll stop texting you for an hour. Or if they're your friends, they're going to get better because they're going to have a better serve and they're going to learn how to unlock their serving potential. That is the best way to support this channel. Every other day, I'm trying to drop a video. 2 days ago, it was nonstop raining. I came out of courts were full. Then I came out again, it was raining. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my pickleball video in my rain. My goal is to become one of the top YouTube channels ever and have Universal Rackets be one of the best online and offline pickleball instruction companies. If you're ever looking for a corporate event, special event, or anything, make sure to click the link in the description, fill out the form wherever you are in the United States right now, unless it's a foreign country, maybe, depends. You gotta give us a nice hotel or something than that. But guess what? Universal Rackets representative will get back out to you. We work with corporate events, special events, fundraisers, any type of thing. We can help you achieve your pickleball dreams, wants, needs, everything like that. Have going, happy hitting. Too much for the outro, but that's okay. Click the link, share with a friend, and see you guys next time on court. Bye.